Awesome. Okay. So we are getting started tonight and talking about the amazing Super Saturday that a number of us went to. We went to Super Saturdays all across the country. As far as I know, our team was in Madison, Wisconsin. We had a huge team in Madison, Wisconsin through like horrible weather, apparently. And so congratulations to all of you for making it and making it home. Awesome job. Yes. And there were a number of us who drove down to Orlando. There were 7 or 8 of us in Orlando from this team, a bunch in Columbus, Ohio, and then not Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale. That's right. I see you up there, Trudy. Yay! In Scottsdale, Arizona, all by herself, no less, and yet she still went. So rock on, girl. Good job. So those are the 4 cities that I know of that our team was at, and that is awesome. So the cool thing about this is typically the agenda is exactly the same in every city, but obviously you're going to get different flavor from the people that you have speaking. So there are certainly things that we heard in Orlando that you guys did not hear just because of the people who were speaking in their own personal testimonies and whatever. So I would love for you guys to share, first of all, for anyone who did not get one, this is our new box. It is incredible. I can't even show you everything in this box. It's really like ridiculous. But you open it up. We've got words over here that I cannot read backwards. We open it up. It gives you a full listing of everything that is in your box. And then inside your box, we have pamphlets, a singing card. We have product cards. These are individual product cards, front and back. And then on the back is a product pricing guide. And those are all, you can pull them out and they're individual. We were talking today, I was with a girlfriend today. We were saying we should hole punch them and put them on a ring so we just have them and we can flip through them or show them to somebody. When you're getting started, a quick start guide. It is a long 1 through 10 quick start guide you can check off as you learn to do different things. We have cool thank you cards in here that you can use with your first customers. A full guide to your compensation plan. And then at the end, these great little brochures that you can share with new potentials that are, what if this could change everything? And actually, I'm sure I've told you guys this before, but that is a branded slogan now. So that is owned and copyrighted by Plexus, which is pretty cool. So anyway, all of that's in there. There's also, it's going to go flying across my desk. There are also these cool bracelets, which I know you can't really see, but that says Plexus on it, and they're gender neutral, and they're pretty cool. Metal bracelets. And there's going to be a DVD inside them. Maybe in some of the other cities, you guys got the DVDs. In Orlando, they had forgotten to send them to us. Okay. So maybe you didn't, but my understanding is we'll be getting those as well. So if you did not attend, then the cool thing is starting in February, you can order one of these kits for $16.99. Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, really inexpensive, which is great. I was over at a girlfriend's house, a new ambassador this morning, and I brought my kit and we kind of walked through it. It was a great tool to get her going and started and giving her information. So definitely something that you are going to use. It's not something that you just use once or just see once and put aside. It's definitely something that you're going to want to keep. You're going to want to keep it all in the box and have it to use to help new ambassadors and to help them help themselves. You could even use parts of it to help new customers or potentials for sure. Lots of it. So on another training, we will go into more nitty gritty on exactly what's in the box. But for now, I even thought of just recording that at some point. But for now, I want to hear from everybody as to what they thought, what they took away from the event. Maybe like 1 or 2 of your biggest nuggets that were like, wow, that totally spoke to me, or that's really something I needed to hear from our amazing speakers. If you would tell what city you were in, so we just know that, and maybe if you can remember who it was that told you whatever it was. So we are going to start with Brandy. Let me unmute her.
Hey.
Oh, you got it. Hey, girl.
I thought it was very interesting. I have always, since I joined, posted more Plexus pictures and things like that. I had never thought about until Tamara Holloway, who's a diamond. I was at the Columbus, Ohio Super Saturday. She had posted or talked about posting things like taking a picture of your recliner and saying, oh, my recliner is not getting any action lately because I no longer need naps, or taking a picture of your empty coffee cup and saying, so long to my 5 to 8 cup coffee addiction that I had prior to Plexus. Thank you, Plexus, or something like that. I hadn't really thought about doing anything like that, and I thought that was really interesting. And she also suggested that we have a launch party, which I thought was a neat idea because, I've done some sip and seas, but I hadn't actually thought of doing a little party.
So what did she say kind of distinguished a sip and see from a launch party?
I think with her, the launch party was just more of getting it out there of what you're doing. Not really like, hey, come try it. It was just, hey, let me talk to you and share what I'm doing now with this amazing opportunity.
Okay. So more business related, less product, or doing
yes.
more business?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Very good. Yeah, she's an amazing diamond. She has a huge team. She had the most points for Leaders Retreat this year. So the top earner as far as that. And if you saw the leaders email that came out today, I'm 99% sure I saw her name on there again, but she's on there a lot. She's fantastic. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I love sip and seas. We have lots of people on our team who have done sip and seas, launch parties. I think a lot of people use that name interchangeably. Maybe what you do at the event is, what changes the name or whatever. But if somebody has an interest in that, definitely contact your upline and you can get great information on that. I love those tips. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. I got some background noise, so I'm muting everybody for a second. Okay, Beth, what do you want to share? Can you unmute yourself?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, girl.
I went to the Super Saturday in Madison, Wisconsin, and I had the pleasure of driving with Liza, Bonita, and my friend Kim and myself. And basically, what I got just before we even hit Super Saturday is how we all actually conversed and supported each other. Even before we got to Super Saturday, I mean, we are definitely Plexus sisters, and I had an amazing time on the way there. On the way back wasn't so good because we ran into some pretty yucky stuff, you in Florida. But the trip was fabulous. I thought that it was very well organized, and I really got so much out of it. But my thing was, you got to learn to put yourself out there. You have to learn how to get out of your comfort zone and learn how to start a conversation. And I think I myself am getting better at it, but I can do more. And they gave me definitely the encouragement to just go up and be real casual about things and say, hey, my company can help you lose weight, and you can start just by something like looking at a candy bar that was your favorite and say, oh my gosh, I love these things, and find out, get a little bit of a connection going, and then start saying, hey, if you want to check this out, you can definitely do that. So I think I got a lot out of it, but mostly I got out of it was definitely get out of your comfort zone and start talking to people, because again, if you're not going to, somebody else will.
Yeah.
So get out there, girls.
Absolutely. Yeah. Plexus is going to become a household name. So it's either going to be from us or it's going to be from someone else. And the last thing you want to hear when you do tell somebody about it is, oh yeah, I just heard about that last week from, Shelly down the street or whatever. And you're like, oh, you got to be kidding me, So absolutely. Yeah. Getting out of your comfort zone is huge. And I know with convention coming up for a lot of people, they have been messaging me and saying, all right, I'm going to do this, or I'm thinking about it. It's way out of my comfort zone, or I've never flown by myself. I've never flown that far. I don't know what I'm doing. Brandy's over here shaking her head like, yep. There's a lot of you. And so that's huge. I mean, that's something that a lot of people are going to be, battling at the same time, but it's a really big deal, and it'll really change your business, getting out of your comfort zone in those ways. So that is awesome. Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Oh, great. Oh, sorry. I'm muting and unmuting you. Okay. And we had, oh my gosh, I can't even remember their names at the moment, which is funny. Who are the crazy two? How have I forgotten their names? Y'all have to help me. What are their names? The crazy.
Chris and Susie.
Thank you. What'd you say his name was? Why is that escaping my head?
It's Chris and Susie, isn't
Yeah,
it?
McCall. Chris and Susie McCall. Thank you. I don't know why I can never remember their names. They're crazy. If you go Google them, they have all kinds of YouTube videos that are nuts. I mean, just ridiculous. You will laugh and laugh. I'm not really one who likes dumb humor, honestly. So sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, they're too much. I got to turn this off. But they're very funny. But they were very funny. They were very good. But he was spot on, man, with wording that you can use to casually talk to somebody about the business. And I was just looking back because it reminded me of it when you said that. Like, for asking for a referral, his wording that I had to write down was so easy. He said, do you know anyone else I should contact about this who might like the products or benefit from the additional income? Like, just that simple. He said, you don't have to say, hey, do you have anybody you can refer to me? Or, hey, can you give me 10 names and numbers, or anything very salesy? It was just he said he asks everyone. This might not be for you, but do you know anybody else I should contact about this who might like the products or benefit from the additional income? And that's it. And he says people are always like, oh, yeah, well, actually, my such and such, my sister, my daughter, my whoever is looking for additional income. He said, totally, keep it simple, don't be salesy. And that was a huge theme for us, was keep it simple. Keep all your conversations with people simple. Do not, vomit Plexus all over them. Keep, conversations about our compensation plan very simple. Keep conversations about what we do very simple, because you'll overwhelm people if you give them too much information at once. So that was big. But like I said, I could talk forever, so I will be quiet and ask somebody else to share. All right, I see Ben's iPhone said hello. I'm not sure if that's someone wanting to speak or not, so do you want to talk? Heather says she's got a whining, screaming youngin', so she's not going to talk right now.
I went outside.
Oh, nice. Well, get it, girl. Tell us something about Orlando.
I was just going to say, when they were saying when you're looking for recruits for new ambassadors, not to zero in on people like just for weight loss or just for this and that there are all kinds of folks that need either our products or the business, and that you don't want to just single out a certain group of people all the time.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and she had the coolest way of, it wasn't really an analogy. It was like almost a picture image. I don't even know how to explain it, but she said, look around the room and look at everything in the room that's blue. And so she's like, we have blue carpet. We have, you might have somebody with blue jeans on, which, 90% of us had on, and whatever. You see all this blue. Okay, close your eyes. And then she's like, picture who has green on in your head. Picture where you saw green. And all you can think of is all the blue you saw. You have no idea where you saw green. And she said, that's what we do with our business. We hone in mentally. I need to find somebody like this. I need to find somebody like this. I need to find somebody who's needing to lose weight. I'm going to go find somebody who needs to lose weight. All I'm looking at is people who need to lose weight. And I'm so focused on people who lose weight, who need to lose weight, that I'm missing all these other people around me, the greens in the room. I don't even see them because I'm just so focused on that blue. And so she said, you have to be really open and looking at everyone. Everyone can benefit from these products. Everybody can benefit financially from this company. Don't close your mind to certain people just because you think they wouldn't need it, that they're not blue or whatever. Right, Heather?
Right.
Yeah. I love that. Was there something else you wanted to share?
I don't think so. Let me think on it.
All right. And Heather got way out of her comfort zone. She came 4.5 hours. She and Dawn, great job. Down from Georgia. She came down to Orlando. So it was great. We were really glad to have them with us. So that was awesome. Liza, you still eating?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I was just kind of going through my notes because I wanted to highlight the couple that I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The first couple, where is it now? When they were talking about the goals and writing down the goals, we all know how important the goals are, but I think really having the SMART goals
the specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Like they gave a good example, and I don't remember if this was on the slide or not, but like if you're silver now and you want to be gold, so you have to write down, okay, I need 85 points. So you start with the power of 3. So you add on 3 people, you look at your Frank's list, you check off who's outgoing, who's well connected, who's got a great personality, different things like that, who's got a big friends list on Facebook, and you put check marks by their name each time you can answer that. So that would be somebody to reach out to for your power of 3, and you just keep building on that. So once you get those 3, okay, so now that's 15 more points, so now I only need 70 points. So you start with your power of 3 again, and you train your people below you as well to have those SMART goals, so that they're specific and measurable, and you need to write them down so you can see them every day, so you know how you're doing every day with those. Something Amy Kozmowski, I can't pronounce her name, Kozmowski, I think it is. What she has her team do, she tells them to drive to affluent towns nearby or other towns nearby and go sit down at a Starbucks. Go to the grocery store in, some other towns that maybe they wouldn't have access to, and just kind of strike up a conversation with somebody at the Starbucks or somebody at the mall. I thought that was kind of interesting. She says, you should see us. We go out as a team sometimes to the mall, and we set out in that mall and we go. I thought that was kind of funny. The Frank's list, don't limit your list, keep growing the list, be prepared to have a conversation at the mall, have your samples with you. They were saying that, I can't even remember the other diamond that was there with Amy. Her husband will go to the grocery store or Walmart with 3 of the sample packs, and he will start up conversations with people in Walmart, but he actually sells the sample packs to them in Walmart. I'm not quite sure how he does that, but obviously by this point he's a diamond. He probably has, he doesn't care probably at this point. Something that they said that I thought was kind of a good analogy, walking is hard in this business because if you gain 3 ambassadors and then 2 shut off, you're right back where you started from. But running in this business is easy. So take this business and run with it. So the faster you get started with this, the better. The more people that you can recruit and train them to do the same thing, the better off you're going to be, because then you're going to have, it's going to be less likely that you're going to be starting at square one all over again. Something else that I liked that they talked about was, instead of asking someone when you're following up, obviously follow up is huge. When you're checking in with your customers, don't ask them, hey, how's Plexus going? Or how's the pink drink going? Because then that could open up a bunch of negatives. Oh, well, I'm not seeing any results or whatever. But instead say, hey, what do you love about the pink drink? Or what do you like about the pink drink? Or what do you like about the BioCleanse? Or, whatever it might be. What do you like about the Triplex? What do you love about the Triplex? Because then you get them to start thinking about all the positive things that they love about it instead of automatically going to the negative. Care about your customers. Keep the dollar signs out of your eyes. People can see dollar signs a mile away. You have to really build that relationship and let them know that you care about them. Don't, when you're just meeting someone, don't just all of a sudden just start blabbering about Plexus, because you will lose them. Just kind of start developing that relationship. Don't worry about the sale right then and there. Build that relationship. You can always come back to them later, but just don't try and be blabbering Plexus unless it comes up naturally. If it comes up naturally, then that's great. I loved the whole asking for referrals. I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I have so many notes here. I can't even, you'll have to come back to me if you're going to go on. I'll tell you if I have more I want to talk about.
Okay, sounds good. That's funny. Yeah, I know. I have pages and pages of notes. Honestly, I couldn't, some points write fast enough. It was crazy. Some of the other things that I got out of our training was to ask a lot of questions, which I think, and I've told a bunch of you this recently, when having conversations with new ambassadors or new customers, and they have an issue. So I think it goes both ways. It can work really well when you have somebody who just is asking you about Plexus, and you can ask them a lot of questions. Well, what health goals do you have? Because a guy said to me the other day, I'm 100 pounds overweight, but my health is perfectly fine. And I thought, yeah, there's something right. I know there's something wrong with this. Like, this can't be, So then I was like, okay, well, do you have issues with sugar cravings? Do you sleep well at night? And then all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, no, I sleep terrible at night. Oh yeah, I have to drink 8 cups of coffee a day. And I'm like, okay, now we're getting to the real story here. But you have to be willing to go the extra mile and even realize you need to ask those questions to really tease out what's actually going on. Even when you have a new ambassador and they say, or a new customer, these products don't work. I'm sick as anything. This is giving me a terrible headache. Okay, you don't just go, oh gosh, that's a bummer. Get your 60-day money-back guarantee. That's not at all what we do. Or sorry, here's how you turn off your auto qualification. It's your job as a good friend to tease that out and start asking a lot of questions. So a lot of times when people come to me now, I go back to them with a gazillion questions. Well, what did she say about water? What did she say about this? What did you ask her about this? Because you have to ask questions. So they were huge on ask a lot of questions. It was really cool. They were talking about our responsibility in this business compared to owning your own business. So, obviously we got into this for dirt cheap. We got into it for $34.95. But our only real responsibility in this business is to talk to people and share the products. Obviously going along with that is follow up and, being a good friend and asking questions and all that. But it's what a blessing it is to not have to deal with the accounting, to not have to deal with the shipping, to just have a website that we send somebody to. We don't have to hold inventory. There's so many great things that this business affords us. And I think people don't realize that if you don't tell them. Like, you're not going to have inventory. You're not going to be the one shipping products. You're not going to be at the post office every week sending out triplexes left and right. Like, people don't know that if you don't kind of share that with them and tell them that. And I thought that was really interesting. I almost forgot that Tammy told me she was going to talk because she's on my phone and not on, I got to turn my phone on my phone and not on Messenger or on the screen because she is on her phone. And I'm unmuting her. Tammy.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, hi. Okay, let's see. I actually don't know if there's much more I can add to what you guys already said. I did attend Super Saturday with, a handful of people that are on this call in Madison. I guess, first of all, just, feeling completely blessed to have been there. The first word I kind of used when I was really thinking about that day was just feeling completely energized. The entire time being there, the entire time since leaving there, I feel like you can even maybe sense the smile on my face yet. I don't know. That's how I feel. We had Wendy Larson talk. She was more the host, but we got to meet her. And then Amy Kosmowski and then Deborah Lawson was the other Diamond Ambassador. I mean, 3 awesome people, right? It was incredible. One of the things that I took away, and Liza already touched on it a little bit, just was about the goals. I unfortunately am one person that I always feel like I am going to remember something rather than writing it down. So I definitely know we need to hold ourselves accountable. Time activate all our activities, which means writing them down, crossing them off, when we're done. Track your progress, daily, and adjust your activities to meet your goals. So if you do have to move something to the next day or the next week, that's okay. It's written down and you'll get to it. And also being a rainmaker for our business. That's a term that I never really heard of until Saturday. But just going outside the conventional channels to grow, not just Facebook. I know Beth touched on it already too. And myself, I have to put myself out there more. Right now, I'm just so used to people coming to me, from the posts, or if my friends hear me talk about it or my family hears me talk about it. I'm not one yet to go strike up conversations in public. So that I definitely need to work on. One other note I had that I did want to touch on that I don't think anyone did bring up yet is the video speakers that we had, Victor Antonio. Absolutely incredible guy. And he did mention something about our mindset is 80%. So basically, you want it. If you want to do it, you will find a way. And we, as an Plexus, one Plexus, you know, we are not about selling. We are about sharing. People will sense our enthusiasm about these products and the business opportunity. It is absolutely amazing. And it's not about us. It's about them. And that's one thing that I've learned through this journey, is we are here to help other people, and that's our main goal. And it's an awesome feeling. I don't know. I'm just feeling completely blessed, and that whole Super Saturday thing has got me pumped and excited for convention and just everything that we all have in front of us. It's awesome. So that's all I had right now. So
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
I agree. I think going to events is huge. You have no idea the power of being in the same room with like-minded people, hearing from people who are examples of where we can be. I loved when it was shared, I think last year at Convention or Leaders Retreat, that the people you see up on stage speaking to you are an example of what can be done. They are not an anomaly. They are not, you know, oh, this elite person that you're never going to be like, but you can aspire to be like, you know, no. They are an example of what can be done. And so every single one of us can work hard enough to get to where these diamonds and these emeralds are, which is really awesome. I love seeing them and being like, okay, one day that's going to be me, and that's going to be you, and that's going to be, you know, whoever's sitting next to me, because we're going to work hard enough at this to get there. Liza wants to say a couple more things, but I had like one or two more I wanted to share as well. Your success is not defined by anyone else. It's not defined by a happy or unhappy customer. It's not defined by a happy or unhappy ambassador on your team. Your success is defined by you. And you really have to know that and own that, you know, you're going to have ambassadors who turn off. It's just the nature of this business. You're going to have unhappy customers. Again, the nature of the business, but they do not define you. They don't define Plexus. They are just a part of the process. So if you didn't have that, then you're not working hard enough, to be honest. If you haven't had anybody turn off as an ambassador, if you haven't had any customers leave, then you're not working this business hard enough, because that's going to be part of the process. You have to get to that point, and it hurts, and you kind of go, oh, for a second, but then you have to realize, okay, this is just part of how this works, and I'm just going to keep moving forward, because my success is not defined by those people. And be your own rock star. A lot of people try to sit back and find a rock star, and that's not how this business is done best. You want to be your own rock star. You need to be out talking to people. You need to be out sharing with new people every week. They gave us the perfect 10, which we've talked about before, but I'll share it again real fast. The perfect 10 is sharing with 3 new people a week. You can take the perfect 10 and do it weekly, or you can take the perfect 10 and do it daily. We're going to share with 3 new people a week. You're going to share your skills with 3 ambassadors on your team a week. You're going to give samples out to 3 new people a week. So the sharing with 3 new people is like sitting down and discussing with them, discuss the business, discuss the products. So share with 3 new people a week, share your skills with 3 ambassadors a week, share sample cards with 3 new people a week, and go to 1 event a week. And that is considered the perfect 10. Outside of that, you're still posting on Facebook every day. But you can do the perfect 10 daily, or you can do the perfect 10 weekly. But doing the perfect 10 is a great way to continue to grow your business. And I think that was all that I wanted to say. I could honestly talk forever, so I'm just going to be quiet. And Liza's going to talk some more.
All right, so just a few more things. So they were talking about how many times you should be posting on Facebook, not just about Plexus, but, you know, all together overall throughout the day. So they said that everyone should start posting on Facebook at least 5 times a day, not just about Plexus, just, maybe a couple times about Plexus and then the rest personal. And the reason is, obviously, we know the whole algorithm. People aren't going to see it if they're at work in the morning or if they're at work at lunch or when you're posting, they're not going to necessarily see it. But something else that they said is, don't be afraid to put hashtags on some of your posts, like when you're out for dinner with your husband or your wife, or when you're on vacation or when you're going to a movie or whatever, and just say hashtag thank you Plexus, hashtag Plexus freedom. Don't be afraid to involve those hashtags into your personal posts. So people, it's just kind of, they will see that. Every week, go through your friends list and make a list of 25 people that you haven't really seen in your news feed, and go through and comment on their news feed, because then you're going to be fresh in their minds. They talked about Facebook events too. And I know a couple people have thought about doing them, or they have done them. And I know Renee was getting ready to do one. But one thing I thought that was interesting about that was, when you do these Facebook events, you're going to be inviting people. Maybe you're going to do it over the course of a couple hours, and you're going to be talking about products. It's not going to be live. It's just going to be posts. You're going to be posting about different products. But you're going to invite some other ambassadors from your team, so that when your potentials comment, can this help with such and such? Can this help, me with this? Then some of the other ambassadors can chime in and say how it has helped them as well. I don't know if Renee was planning on including any other ambassadors, or if your other person did that, Melissa, but I thought that was actually kind of a good idea to get some feedback maybe from some other ambassadors. Deborah Lawson said, make sure your elevator speech is only 20 to 30 seconds. And like if you're in a grocery store, or if you start up a conversation with a store clerk somewhere, and they say, what do you do? And you can tell she's somebody who has children. You can say, oh, I help young moms make a great income working from home. And then just, kind of wait and see what she has to say. Or if you're talking to a baby boomer and they ask you the same question, oh, I help baby boomers who want more energy and they want to get healthy. And they're probably going to ask you how that you did that. So she said, just make sure that your elevator speech is no more than 20 to 30 seconds, or you're going to lose people. Just remember that some people don't want to be saved. You're always going to have couch potatoes on your team, and you're always going to have couch potatoes that maybe reach out to you and then never do anything. But also remember, somebody who might be a great ambassador is obviously somebody who's positive, personable, outgoing, well-connected. But remember this, the busier the person, the more connections that they have. And I thought that was, I never really thought about that, I guess. But yeah, that is very true. And then I can't remember if it was Kim or Amy that talked about this, but she said, find 3 15-minute increments every day and call 3 people each time. For some, that might be a little difficult. Maybe you could email them or send a private message to them, maybe from your Frank's list, your list of 100. That means you'll reach 9 a day, and that's 270 a month.
Wow.
Never underestimate the power of 15 minutes. So I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't even think about it that way. We talked about blocking objections. I think that was all I had.
Okay, awesome. I love that 15 minutes. And we definitely talked about using your 15 minutes consistently every day is better than doing 30 minutes once a week or even an hour once a week. The consistency is really important. And that's so true in this business. You have to be posting on Facebook every day, not posting 4 times on Saturday. It's just not the same. You have to be consistent in this business and doing something every day. So it doesn't have to be a lot. It could be 15 minutes, but it has to be something every single day. So I hope you guys got a ton out of this, hearing from different people in different cities. The only other thing I want to talk about super fast is hopefully you have seen multiple posts on my page about convention, which is coming up in June. Our team is going to stay at Our team is going to stay at New York, which is directly across the street from the MGM Grand. And the prices were actually cheaper on the hotel rooms, which is great. I think it came out to around $80 a night with 3 people in a room. But you can get hotel rooms at the MGM or at the New York, pay your $79 registration fee, and that is really all you have to do for now. We are going to have a contest that comes out from corporate. It should be anytime this week. It is probably, but don't hold me to it, probably retroactive to January 1st. And it is a points contest where you get, say 20 points for every new ambassador, 10 points for every new customer. And all of those points build up to where if you get a certain number of points, you'll win your registration fee back. You get more points, you'll get to go to a winner's dinner. You get more points, you get cash towards your trip. You get more points, everything goes up. And once you win one, if you get enough points for the next one, you win everything below it. So if you get enough points for the winner's dinner, you might also get the cash, and you might also get the registration returned and whatever else below it. So it's a great, great time to ramp up your business, start working really hard in January and going forward. They usually last, say it'll be like January through April is when the contest is going to run, and you're going to need, X number of points at the end in order to get your registration fee back and your cash and your, winner's dinner, etc. Convention is incredible. I have never in my life experienced anything like a Plexus convention. The amount of money they spend on us is sick. I mean, it's crazy. The parties are huge. The event itself, the speakers are amazing. I can't even describe to you how cool it is and how motivating and encouraging it is to see so many people up on stage receiving their awards for, the Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond, and hearing live testimonies. And it's just absolutely incredible. So you want to make a way to get there. You've got 6 months to save money, save a part of your Plexus paycheck every month, get some roommates, talk to some people on our team, tell me if you need help and I can match you up with somebody to room with so y'all can save some money, and let's get everybody to convention, because honestly, leaders are made at events, and you will see being there why it is so important to be there, because it's just, it can't be explained. So that is all, and I hope, I see somebody saying Vegas 154. I'm not sure. Brandy, what are you doing? Is that a price? What is that?
That's how many days we have.
Nice.
I'm on the countdown.
Okay, we got the countdown going on. 154 days till I see you all in Vegas. Yay, that makes me so happy. And if you think you're going to have a hard time getting there, I will tell you my sad story another day of how hard it is going to be for me to get there. But I'm going to be there. So no excuses. Make it happen. All right. Have a good night. Thanks for joining me. Bye, guys. Thanks for everybody who talked. Bye.